are Tuesdays through Saturdays at 1:30 a.m. UTC time. Sorry, 1 a.m. UTC time. You can also listen to us via streaming on RAE.com.ar. There you'll find the timetables of both the streaming and the shortwave versions of this program. And if you are in the US, you can also listen to us via audio now by calling 641-552-8099. That's a local phone you'll be paying for, not an international call. 641-552-8099, but that's for listeners based in the US only. For contacting us, the best way is to send an email to RAE@RAEArgentina.com. You can send reception reports there, but remember that you need to attach a recording of the program in order to receive a QSL card from us. We have received an email today from Crete, from the island of Crete in Greece, by Mr. Nectarios Manosos, who picked us up with the program in Spanish and in German. This is for a program broadcast on July 13. And he provides information about the broadcast. He actually listened to the German language program, the one hosted by Brajem Brown, but he mentions that some of the IDs are in Spanish. That's why he's listing both languages. He says, if my reception report was correct, I hope you will send me a QSL verification card. He provides his address in Chania. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but well, that's an email we received. I think this is the first time I'm mentioning Crete as the origin of a letter or a message by a listener who writes in English. That's why I got this email, even though he didn't pick up this particular program. He provides the info, the simple 35333. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Nectarios Manosos from Crete in Greece. You can contact also us, like our Greek friend did, by sending an email to RAE@RAEArgentina.com or sending a letter to RAE, PO Box 555, and then the postcode, which is 1000, followed by Buenos Aires, Argentina. Guillermo Vega is operating the program. I am Fernando Farias, and as usual, we'll have the latest news plus one of our features. Today we have Argentine science and technology. Let's get started right away with the headlines. The Minister of Finance presented a draft budget in Congress and acknowledged that the government did not obtain the expected economic results. Chavismo returns to the opposition-controlled National Assembly. Argentina's government is considering and analyzing the impact of the increase in the price of oil after the attacks on Saudi refineries. There were rallies all over the country yesterday to mark 43 years of the Night of the Pencils, when the dictatorship disappeared high school students. 7 orca whales got stranded on the coast of the province of Buenos Aires. 6 of them returned to the sea, but 1 of them died. The Argentine national basketball team arrived in the country after having won a historic 2nd place in the World Cup in China. And here are the news. Finance Minister Hernán Lacunza showcased in Congress the draft budget for 2020. The initiative estimates an inflation of 34% for the whole year and estimates that the dollar will be around 67 pesos on average, about 6 more than at present. It also estimates that GDP will grow by 1% after having fallen 2.6% in 2019. The draft also anticipates a trade surplus of $17 billion, thanks to a growth in exports and the impact of the devaluation of the peso. Before the legislators, Lacunza acknowledged that the government of President Mauricio Macri did not obtain the expected results in relation to employment and inflation. However, he stressed that over the last 4 years, structural reforms have been made in these years that are a good starting point to project Argentina forward. In that context, the officials defended again the exchange market controls implemented by the Macri administration last month in order to contain financial instability. These are uncomfortable measures, and not the best to develop a country, but they are necessary measures to avoid greater evils on the exchange market or effects on inflation that end up affecting the middle or low-income sectors that are more vulnerable to these financial and exchange turbulences. The Venezuelan government announced the reincorporation of its representatives to the National Assembly, which has been controlled by the opposition since late 2016. The Chavistas had left the precinct because they consider Parliament was in contempt. The decision is part of a quote-unquote new process of dialogue in order to solve the political crisis, a process which was showcased yesterday by the Communication Minister of Venezuela, Jorge Rodríguez. In order to deepen and extend the political and institutional dialogue, the representatives of the United Socialist Party of Venezuela and the groups which are allied of the Bolivarian government will rejoin the parliament. This announcement comes just a few hours after opposition leader Juan Guaidó deemed the Norwegian-sponsored efforts in Barbados exhausted. In fact, Chavismo signed the agreement with a fraction of the opposition that does not respond to Guaidó, who is the head of the National Assembly, which dozens of governments, including Argentina, recognize as interim president of Venezuela. The anti-Chavez leader assured yesterday that this alternative dialogue will worsen the crisis even further. And he said that yesterday's announcements are a mere excuse not to return to the Barbados talks from which Caracas had withdrawn in August in rejection of U.S. economic sanctions. The federal government monitors the impact of the significant increase in the price of oil as a consequence of the terrorist attack on refineries of Saudi Arabia. The value of a barrel of crude increased by 14% in a single day, reaching $68.60. The Minister of Transportation, Guillermo Dietrich, acknowledged that this rise is very disruptive, but that it is necessary to evaluate how the situation evolves. Clearly, what happened today is very disruptive, and what we have decided is to see how the increase in fuel evolves. This week, there was an increase in a single day of $10.